This is my senior design research on excavation and hopper designs. The purpose of the research is to examine different methods for excavation and different system designs. Using this information, it'll aid in the design of the excavator by knowing what has worked and what hasn't in past configurations. The first patent I came across is an angularly disposed wheel excavator. As you can see, it has a wheel on the front which has little bucket scoops on it, and it rotates collecting the material, and as it spins back, the material is dumped onto a series of two conveyor belts and taken all the way to the top left on the picture where there's a collection bucket. This design is very efficient because if we have our excavator's bucket high enough, we don't have to lift the material then, and we can just have it dumped straight out. However, it would depend on how far away from the mechanism it is, because it could cause a big moment force. The second thing I came across is a front end for an excavator. This design is also a patent. It uses a series of gears that are located at the front, and by alternating the drives on the gears, you can control the position of the scoop arm, and you don't need to have the machine drive forward like a front end excavator. You can merely have it sit in place and have the scoop do all the heavy lifting for you. This is efficient because, as Professor Farrow has stated, the wheels will shear over the soil and can't push forward. However, if the mechanism is stationary, we can easily collect the material and then move on after it's scooped into the bucket. Additionally, we could make the bucket big enough so we could literally do one run and have it be all collected in the bucket and have it dumped from there, or have a secondary bucket on the back end of it. I did find 2 journal articles online, however I could not find the full text. I could only find abstracts of them, but they were very detailed. They're both in reference to bucket wheel excavators, and the benefit for these is that they can be lightweight, and as the bucket wheel rotates, it digs itself into the soil and it applies the force that way. It doesn't need to be a heavy machine, which is nice because you want it to be as lightweight as possible if you're going to be launching it into space, because it's less fuel consumption to get it off the ground. An additional advantage to these is that the forces are primarily horizontal instead of vertical, which, as I said, eliminates the need for a heavy craft. Tested prototypes were able to excavate a mass of material equal to the mass of the craft per each run, and the power to run the excavator was mainly used towards navigation and not for collecting the material. So this is going to be a very efficient process. The second article basically goes on to say that another research company had looked into this, and they ran their own tests and confirmed that this is a very good design, and all the forces and everything and the work being done all are very efficient, and this would be a very good method to use for excavation in outer space, whether it's on the moon or on Mars or on a meteor or something. So I feel, looking at this, it would be a very solid overall design to go with a bucket wheel excavator, as shown in my first patent that I found.